Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining me. Today we're catching up with Amber as she clickbaits us all in a situationship. And the real reason people are obsessed with me. People are obsessed with the dumpster fire that is your life. Let's not get it twisted. A special thank you to all my members in the Skeleton Society, and thank you so much if you're subscribing, watching, commenting, liking. Your support of my teeny tiny channel means the world to me. And if you aren't subscribed, why don't you go ahead and hit the sub button? I would hate for you to be haunted by regret. Anyway, let's see what Amber's blabbing about today.
Let's talk video. So I'm sure you guys are expecting a what I ate today / weigh-in. I haven't had time to do that. The last few days have been super busy for me. I wasn't even able to live stream. I am
Bitch. The one thing that you have in abundance, other than weight, is time. So let's not try to kid ourselves here.
rescheduling that live stream for Sunday, so my weekly live stream is still happening. So I'm just now getting back to my normal routine and I'm able to film this video, get back to vlogging because I haven't even been vlogging for my vlog for Monday. So let's just get right into it with...
Let me just say this. I have a full-time job. I also have a family and a house that I take care of. Yet I am able to post videos almost daily. And these take me at least a couple hours a day. Amber, this is her only thing that she has to do on a consistent basis. She has absolutely nothing else. This is her job, her livelihood, and she can't take a couple minutes out of each day to film a small clip. It really just goes to show the amount of effort that she is willing to put in, which is nothing. It's ridiculous. And anybody that is still paying her money for her memberships, why? Why?
community. Could you explain why, if you weighed in at 5:46 on May 19th, did you upload a vlog on May 21st saying you weighed in at 5:16? I talked about this in a whole video already, but my scale here at home was broke and I did not know till I went to the doctor and it weighed me there. And in my head, I was like, there's no way that my scale at home is broke because I've been using it quite frequently. I was doing weekly weigh-ins for you guys. And then I was like putting two and two together one day and I was like, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm gaining weight. So there's like no way that my scale is accurate. So then I bought a new scale and then that scale co-aligned with the scale that I actually use at the doctor's office. Show proof the DoorDasher story is real, you hog. I'm trying to think of how I can show proof.
What a read.
Without doxing his name because obviously I don't want to do that. I actually do have a way. I have a screenshot of the notifications coming in that I actually took on my phone, and you can see my wallpaper. My wallpaper is Twinkie, which I'll show you here, and you can see behind the notifications is Twinkie.
There's not really much to see here other than you can kind of see the message frequency where it's, 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. Like, okay. So he said, "Here I am. Wow, it's you. Beautiful. When will you be able to thank me or tell me if you're single?" My God. And then he put a frowny face with a crushed heart.
So that's genuinely the only proof that I can show. And obviously in the screenshot...
Who cares? No one cares. I don't know why this is like her only storyline because she has nothing else going on. Like, if you're not reporting him and you're so scared, then I don't care.
I am crossing out his name because I don't want to dox. Why don't you see a dietitian regularly? I actually thought about it. Last time I saw a dietitian was in 2020.
You guys, she doesn't need a dietitian. She knows more about nutrition than 90% of YouTube. She can just use her eyes to know exactly how many calories are in something. That's why she's lost so much weight.
23, and it's like, I know all the knowledge, but I think having that type of support would be nice. How do you really feel about the disconnect and lack of trust between you and your viewers? So I feel like there's a section of people who don't trust me and there's a section of people who do trust me. And I feel like in the section of people that don't trust me, there's a section of people that choose not to, and a section of people...
Because you're a proven liar. And I think the way she should have phrased this is the majority of your audience do not trust you because you're a proven liar.
who genuinely have a reason, because I feel like the section of people who like choose not to trust me, that's the trolls, it's the haters, it's the people who genuinely just live to see me fail, and they live to catch me in lies or expose me or start rumors. Like, I'm not even going to include them in this answer, but the disconnect that I have between the people who don't trust me but want to, it makes me sad. And I wish there was a way that I could like prove myself to them, but I know that I can't, because no matter what I say or do, sometimes it's just not enough.
Her attempt at manipulating is just so transparent and so pathetic. Like, she's just pathetic to me. I really wish I could prove it to you. Okay, just shut up.
But I'm hoping with time, and I'm hoping with my word, and I'm hoping with like showing the
Nobody cares about your word. Your word means nothing. It's about what you can prove and your actions.
side of me that is true and real and honest, that they'll finally see that. Why were you sleeping in a crib and drinking from a bottle at 4 years old? Also, were you nonverbal? No, I was not nonverbal, but as for drinking from a bottle and sleeping in a crib at 4, I have no idea. Do you seriously not hear the seal arf arf in your intro, or is it intentional? That's an instrument, but I definitely understand where you guys are coming from. I definitely hear it as well, but it is an instrument. I really like the song because like with the beat, each clip changes.
Musician Lynn. She's so good at identifying sounds and different instruments, but yet she doesn't understand how to adjust the volume of her intro. So it literally splits our eardrums every time it plays, which is why I just cut it out.
And I love that. So as fun as that was, we are going to move on to the interview.
Hey girl, hey, just coming off a work shift. Sorry if there's noise in the background. Would you ever visit Canada? And what do you think of like goth style, like goth girls? Also, would you like get any tattoos?
So 1, would I ever visit Canada? Yes. 2, what do I think of goth girls? I love the aesthetic. 3, would I ever get any tattoos? Yes, I really do want to get some tattoos. I have some tattoo ideas, but I'm just scared.
Yeah, tattoos is definitely what you should be focusing on. Yep. Introducing a new possible infection area is definitely what you need to do. Good idea. Because you can't walk through like puddle water without almost getting deathly ill. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if you can keep a fresh tattoo clean and healthy and not get infected.
I have a really high pain intolerance, but something about like the constant pain of a tattoo, I don't know why, but it just like gives me the skeevies.
Hi, baby. So,
Oh my God.
my name is Isaac. I've been watching you for so many years at this point.
Wow.
I feel like I know you more than my closest friends. Like,
Aww.
so my question is, sorry, I projected
Water drinking queen.
a little gummy, if you will. Anyway,
Okay, pop
so
off.
my question is, what do you think makes you stand out? Like, why people are so obsessed with you? Like the compilation videos, the reaction videos, the constant obsession.
It's called being a lolcow. It's not a phenomenon. There's quite a few people on the internet that have a similar community surrounding them because they are a spectacle. They are a fascination in like a morbid way. So it's really not complicated. It's the same reason that like shows like Jerry Springer were once popular, because people love to see the drama and dumpster fire that is these messy ass individuals.
I just wonder what you think about it, how you feel. But yeah, I mean, I can't say the same. Like, I've clearly been watching it for years too, but what is it? What do you think it is? All right, bye, love you.
Bye, I love you too. Genuinely, I think like...
And you know what? I think part of it too is people want to see how it's going to end. People want to see, is this person going to have a redemption arc? Is there ever going to be a moment where she wakes the fuck up and realizes, hey, I need to save my own life. Hey, I need to change this about myself because this is why my life is the way it is. I mean, I really don't have any hope for her or Chantel, but there is always that teeny tiny little piece of you that wonders, what if?
What it used to be for sure, especially like 2019 era, was just like the train wreck of it all. Like there is a 570-pound girl just like posting the most craziest things. I would do so
Yeah, it's just in 2018. You're right. You've turned it all around.
many mukbangs. Like it was definitely trolling. Like 2018, trolling. 2019, trolling. And that was when I really started to like
You were trolling yourself. You were the one having to have your partner wipe your own ass, not bathing. So who was being trolled here? You were trolling yourself. Sure, you were raking in the dough, but you were doing what with it? Spending it on takeout? I know if I was making the type of money that she was making, I sure as hell wouldn't be bed rotting, not bathing. I'd be off in Bora Bora. So, again, she always thinks that she's, getting one up on us or something. You're the one that's living this shit life, not us.
pick up on all the traffic, the people watching me. And even when my life now is more just like calm and bland and peaceful, and I wouldn't say I'm a train wreck per se, like I'm literally just a normal girl. Yes, I might.
You're the same. You have not changed one bit other than you now don't have a live-in caretaker to manipulate and abuse. That's it. Now you just have your mother to manipulate. But you haven't grown as a person other than in size or maintained. You haven't changed anything. You're in the same exact situation that you were in before, except if anything, you're worse off now because you don't have someone there with you in case something bad were to happen.
Be super morbidly obese, but it's more common than you think. Just a girl who lives a normal life. I do have
Normal compared to what? I think that honestly just kind of gives a small glimpse into her skewed reality. If she thinks the life she's living is normal, there's absolutely nothing normal about being almost 35 years old, can't drive a car, can't work a normal job, can't do things that most healthy bodied 35-year-olds can do. You're basically housebound and you're super morbidly obese. What about that is normal? What about wiping your ass on the side of a sink is normal? Like, I understand there's people with disabilities that have to do things a different way because that's what is necessary for their life. But this is completely within her control. This is completely a disability that she has brought upon herself. It's just, is this her way of thinking just so she can literally go on each day? I don't get it.
some unique things about me, sure, but I don't think that I'm special in any way. So I almost wonder if like what keeps up the obsession from people is it's almost like mob mentality where everyone is kind of feeding off of each other, whether it be
Everybody's picking on me for no reason. You're a narcissist. You're an abuser. You neglect your animals. You're disgusting. Let's ask Beck why people are against you. I mean, and that's just one scenario of one person that was in your life. You took their inheritance money, you kept them away from their dying mother, you psychologically abused them. Like, the list goes on. I don't even have to continue. We all know. We all watched it. So for the fact that she's going to sit here and be like, I don't know why people don't like me, mob mentality. I'm basically Frankenstein being chased by villagers with their pitchforks and torches. Like, give me a fucking break. God, she pisses me off.
through like subreddits and forums and chats and like the reaction channel comments and just the reaction channels in general. It's just like, it's keeping up this energy that is constantly being like spider webbed into new people and new audiences, people wanting to belong in a community, and they found one. And I don't know, it's definitely crazy. I feel like if all of that disappeared one day, I still would be able to make a living here on YouTube, because I do have a lot of like...
Wrong. If she did not have the commentary channels that were around her, boosting her numbers, bringing people to her content, keeping her relevant, she would have faded off into the mist a long time ago. She is absolutely kidding herself if she thinks her content alone is enough to sustain herself. Like, she is truly reaching a level of delusion. One day this bitch is going to be a case study. I feel it in the marrow of my bones. Like, just the level of mental gymnastics that she must participate in on a daily basis just to wake up every day.
Supportive people who like aren't quote unquote obsessed with me. They just like watching my videos, and I'm just very grateful for anyone who clicks on my content and watches me.
Hello, thank you for accepting my request.
Of course.
I wanted to ask, why do you think your weight loss has been so unsuccessful? I know people have different measures of success, but if you view it from an objective standpoint, you've been on your weight loss journey for over 10 years, and all you've really done is good.
I'm gonna pause it real quick. I've been on my weight loss journey publicly for over 10 years, but my first diet was when I was 10, and I'm currently 34. So I've been trying to...
You're not helping the point that they're making. So you've been failing for 24 years instead of 10? Good point there, Amber.
Lose weight for over 2 decades, for 24 years. So it's just publicly I have shown it for the last 10.
Go from being in the 300s to the 500s. And
my first diet ever, I was 10 years old. I was in the 200s somewhere, and here I am all the way up in the 500s, and my highest known weight was 572.4. So yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And I think it's hard for others and myself to rationalize this, because
it is hard for people to rationalize. And I love the show 600 Pound Life, because it shows that people who reach this size, because I get it, there's like levels to these things, like overweight, then it's just like, okay, you're morbidly obese, then it's like, okay, you're super morbidly obese, and then it's just like, there are a few classes to it, and I've reached the point where it's like I am at the highest.
600 Pound Life, yeah, we know.
Fully aware of that. Like, my BMI used to be in the hundreds. My BMI now is 94, and that's still really bad.
Oh my
but
God.
For one's BMI to get that high, and for one's weight to get that high, you have to go through a lot of trauma in your life. Trigger warning, whether that be emotionally, physically, sexually, you have to go through a lot. And I have gone through every single one of those things. Like, I was in foster care. Like, you're not in foster care just be.
And how long are you going to use those things as an excuse to be the way you are? I know I'm not the first person to point this out, but there's a lot of people that have similar traumas in their lives that don't get to 600 pounds. And you using it as a perpetual excuse and making yourself the perpetual victim is doing nothing but keeping you where you are.
Because, and even in foster care, I went through a lot. So it's me not healing all those things at the time, and then even as an adult, like finding it so hard to like speak about the hard things and wanting to heal and figuring out why I am the way I am. It's just like this constant vicious cycle.
You've had multiple health scares / struggles throughout that time, which would motivate a lot of us to take the weight loss really seriously.
And she's only 34. It's only going to get worse
activities like
as she gets
traveling
older.
and walking, to literally having cancer. like the worst, one of the worst things imaginable, really.
Yeah.
So surely with all of these things,
I've already said before, if getting cancer wasn't enough to kick her ass into gear, nothing is going to. Absolutely nothing. Because that was how many years ago now, and look at her. She's fat as ever, basically, and in no better shape, not worse, not, didn't learn a single freaking lesson. Be different if she was at least trying or had some humility or a new perspective. Nope. Nope. Same exact Amber that was 10 years ago. I don't know why everyone hates me.
you would be eager to improve and, lose the weight so you can enjoy your life. And
That's how I know it is a mental thing and it's not like a choice at all. And I know a lot of people, they look at bigger people and they think that we're choosing this life. I'm telling you, 95% of us are not choosing this. It is so mentally exhausting to be an addict of food and to have turned to food since you were just a little child. I have a whole family of addicts.
You know what I bet is more exhausting? Being 600 pounds. I cannot even imagine what that must feel like. Just the pain in your body of carrying that weight. Your back, your knees, your legs, your arms. I mean, just moving. So, what's worse? All she's doing in this video is just giving reasons and excuses as to why she can't change.
And I'm not the only food addict. Like my grandma, she has passed away. She was over 600 pounds. And it definitely is not only environmental, but it's mental. And it's also genetics and hereditary and all of that stuff. So it's a mixture of like so many things.
be healthy, but every diet is unsuccessful and you end up making excuses for yourself.
Impatient
I
or
don't
nothing.
always make excuses. I have, yes.
Yes, you
but I have a lot of
do.
reasons for the way that I am. And
You also make elaborate lies. Like, guys, I dropped my scale off the counter when I was switching out the washcloths, and I had to replace it with one that went up to 700 pounds. No reason at all. Also, the doctor weighed me, and I was just shocked at how much it said I weighed. But I'm not gonna weigh in and disappear for a couple weeks, and then when I come back, I'm gonna weigh in.
recently, like even publicly, I was like, can you guys help me like figure out like what is the difference between excuses and reasons? Thankfully, I now have a clear picture of that. But yeah, I have made some excuses in the past and I'm not perfect, so I probably still do to this day. But I do have a lot of reasons for the way that I am, and I am trying to work on that.
So
No, you're
if
not.
this is mean or if it's
Trying to work on it how? By journaling? Yeah, that's worked out real well for you in the past.
long,
It's not mean at all.
I just didn't want to like sugarcoat it. But yeah, thank you for listening. Have a good day.
Oh, of course. I hope you have a good day too. And that was not mean. Like, that was like true constructive criticism. Like, I know a lot of people think that if I receive something like that, I think it's hate. I don't think that's hate at all. I think that's very valid. So thank you for feeling comfortable to share that with me.
Amber, my hectic comfort queen.
Oh my gosh.
I fucking love you, girl. What is the crack? I have two little questions for you.
Okay.
One being, have you ever played an instrument? I'm so curious. You kind of seem like someone that would sing, but I don't know.
So regarding instrument, I am not the greatest at it. I played the flute in like elementary school. And regarding singing,
Bitch. So what? You picked it up twice and blew into it? This is like, I used to play soccer.
I love to sing. Like, I am not good at it by any means. I was in chorus in 6th grade, which I loved so much, but I'm not the greatest at singing, but I'm telling you, I love it.
Curious if you've ever played any, or would you ever consider picking one up? I can see you with like a bass or singing.
I would love, oh, honestly, my dream, electric guitar. Like, hello, how are you? Oh my God, that's my
Um, Amber couldn't stand to play the instrument. And pretty sure there isn't a strap that she could fit an instrument around her, besides the fact that when you play a guitar or a bass, it kind of has to sit in front of you, like across your chest/stomach area. Unless she's getting one specially made, I don't think it's gonna work.
dream.
Also, very different question. Maybe the complete opposite, but I was wondering if you had been following everything that's happening in Palestine right now. I'm kind of curious if you've been doing that. I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
She actually sent me another one, but I am going to respond to the first thing. Yes, I do follow it, but I try very, very hard not to talk about politics on my channel. I have in the past, like years and years ago. Sometimes I'll let something slip. Let's listen to your next one.
If you're not comfy with that second question, I would just want to ask, have you ever been to Ireland? And would you ever go?
Hell no. She's barely been out of the... You think this bitch is gonna get on a plane to go to Ireland? Yeah. She doesn't have a license, let alone a passport. Give me a freaking break.
Love it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
No, I'm totally fine with that question. And would I ever go to Ireland? Sure. I mean, I've never been out of the country in general, so I don't know.
Hello, Amber. This is Ease from Jordan in the Middle East. And yes, you have fans in the Middle East. My question is there an ex of yours that if asked you to patch things up and be back together, that
Colleen.
you would say yes to? You don't have to give us the name of that ex. Just answer with yes or no and give us all of the suspense in the world. You're not a failure. Your haters might say it to you or express it over and over again. You're not. You have a YouTube
Well, that's funny because she's done nothing but fail on her weight loss journey.
channel that has over 250,000 subscribers. And that is not easy because
And all she had to do was make a complete spectacle of herself and her life.
I've tried to do it myself. I have run a YouTube channel for 7 years. And guess what? I've only 113 subscribers. So I gave up. So this achievement is great. It's huge. You might be thinking, okay, what about my weight? You're still trying. Even if you've tried
No, she's
a
not.
gazillion times and failed, as long as you feel like you're trying, then you haven't failed. Again, too much love to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, that was honestly really sweet.
Yeah, that's really what Amber needs, is to hear that she's doing great. Good job,
And I
guy.
needed to hear it. As for the ex thing, I'm not going to say yes or no.
Hey Amber, hope you're doing good. I'm a little shy, so sorry.
Don't be.
My question would be, have you ever considered getting a food scale when counting your calories?
Amber doesn't need a food scale. She can tell just by looking at things how much calories are in it, which is why she's so successful with her weight loss. No. In reality, even like bodybuilders and people that are just very health conscious and on a daily basis are eating clean, they're eating healthy. I've heard so many times from those types, they say, I measure every meal every day, because even when you're used to doing it, you can still overestimate. So those people still measure their food, and that's probably why they're successful. Amber, on the other hand, thinks she knows better than everyone, including a food scale, and she doesn't need that because she knows food, she knows calories, and she knows exactly how much is in what, which is why a lot of times when she's telling you like her calories through the day, she'll be like, it was about 2.5 cups, blah, blah, blah. She has no idea. She's estimating, which is why she doesn't lose weight, because she overestimates. But let's see what this heifer is about.
Because I've lost over 80
I do have one.
pounds now.
Congrats on your freaking weight loss. Hell yeah. I was gonna say fucking weight loss and then I stopped myself, but congrats on your fucking weight loss. I had to have emphasis in there because 80 pounds is amazing.
It's been a process, but in the beginning when I was counting my calories, I was greatly underestimating how much I was actually eating.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the proper measurements for it, and a serving size, I thought, like in my head, I was eating the serving size, but I was actually overeating.
Yeah.
And so once I started weighing my food on my food scale, I noticed a significant difference, and I'm actually able to stay under my calories.
I don't know why this person's
And
wasting
random
their breath.
facts,
She doesn't
she still
care,
has a
and
little
she's
more to
not
go,
going
but
to
I
do
just
it.
pause it for a second. Random facts. What measuring your food is not as like reliable. Like something on the back of a nutrition label, it can say like half a serving, like half a cup is a serving. But when you go to weigh it out, if it says 28 grams, it's like it doesn't match. So what's more reliable is definitely weighing your food. I definitely agree with this 100%.
Maybe you should try it
So,
then.
just wondering. And then also with like certain packages, it'll say a certain weight, but if you weigh it, sometimes it's heavier, so it's actually more calories. So it might say like it's 100 calories for that item, but it actually is more if you weigh it. So
Oh my God, I
just a
literally just
thought.
said that.
Hope you have a great day. Say hi to Twinkie.
Of course,
Okay,
of
bye.
course. Bye.
Hey, oh my god, I'm so excited to send this.
It's almost like you know everything, but you just don't put it into practice. Oh my God.
To you. Sorry, I sound like that. I'm not feeling very well.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
I've been following you and watching you for years. Like, it's been, I want to say, at least 6 years. And I've always, like, defended you in the comments. I've always thought the hate you get is so ridiculous. Because no matter what, like, I don't care about being, like, attacked, for lack of a better word. I always argue back with them because I feel like these people are so stupid. Like, what are you even? I don't know.
I bet when you stick up for me too, they're like, "Hi, Amber, I know it's you." And by the way, thank you so much for sticking up for me. That means a lot.
I feel like any
You poor, poor soul. I mean, these are the people I would love to just interview and be like, so what is it about Amber that you find that you need to defend? Her abusive behaviors towards other people? Stealing Beck's inheritance? Neglecting her animals? Lying and gaslighting her audience? Which part are you not having an issue with? I would love to know. Because the thing is, if Amber was just being picked on because of her size, fine. I can understand why people would have a problem with that. But it's not her size that's the issue. It's because she's genuinely a shit human being.
any grown adult who is dedicating so much time of their lives to hating on you and making videos about you, I feel like you cannot be a bigger loser. Like, that is so
I find it equally as weird to defend her like this too, because you don't even know her. All you know is what you've seen on her YouTube. So you're gonna go that hard for someone you don't even know in real life? That's kind of creepy too, so cool.
embarrassing in my opinion.
It is weird, I will say.
But yeah, so I just wanted to say that before I ask my question. So my question is, I am a personal trainer, so that's the question that came to my mind. Would you ever consider getting a personal trainer? I feel like it would be so helpful for you. I saw in your recent video that you got a
No, she doesn't want somebody to tell her what to do, because she knows better than a personal trainer.
Fitbit and you're going to be tracking your steps, so that's so exciting. I'm really excited for you and I hope that works out for you. But yeah, would you ever get a personal trainer, even if it was online, someone trying to help you?
So thank you for the question. And this was an older one. This is from when I did get the Fitbit, but the Fitbit came destroyed. Like, the box was destroyed, the Fitbit was not working, it was broke. So I never got a new one, which I probably should, because keeping track of your steps, it can be extremely motivating to like do more steps. And you can
She's only had like 17 other Fitbits, but yeah, go off.
get very creative with it, and I just know that from past experiences. But would I get a personal trainer? That is not something that I am currently interested in, no.
Hi, Amberlynn. My name is Bug. like the ladybug. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I've been watching you for such a long time, I think since like 2017 or 2018.
Wow.
You're literally the only YouTuber that I actually keep up with, and I've seen, I think, all of your videos.
Dang.
You're just so comfy. Your content is so comfy, so thank you.
Thank you.
I was just wondering
She means
if
boring.
there's anything at the moment that you really want to learn, or if there's any kind of hyperfixations that you have. I know that you were interested in psychology a while ago. I think you said you went to school. I can't remember if it was criminology or like criminal justice or something. Like,
Yes.
Is there anything that you think about and you're like, I'd really love to?
Well, clearly this person's completely up on the Amber lore. She went to school, and I say that very lightly. What'd she do? One semester? Didn't finish. So what are you even bringing this up for? Amber, we all know that you're a criminologist and are very familiar with the psychology of the human brain.
Study that or learn more about that. Thank you for considering my question.
Definitely psychology. It's always been psychology. And like to go like deeper, like I want to go in the mind of like a murderer, because like why? Like what are you thinking? Like what? I also want to learn more about borderline personality disorder, because that is what I have. And with awareness, like it genuinely changes your life. And then when you actively work on that awareness, like it's life-changing. Anything to do with the mind, like the
Well, you basically have nothing but time on your hands, so you could have literally gotten a master's degree just from the time that you spent sitting at home doing nothing, coloring and putting Legos together. But here we are.
mind is just so interesting to me. Or also, I really like medical stuff. Like at the same time though, that gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Okay, hi.
Dr. Lynn, medicine woman, here to diagnose her own illnesses. Yeah, maybe you could start a study about your own brain and figure out what's going on there.
Hi, Amberlynn. I need your opinion on situationships. Like, how do we feel about them?
I have been in a few myself. For me, situationships are hard because my feelings grow. I am even loyal in a situationship. Like, I will not talk to anyone else. Like, you're it.
That's not a situationship then. That's like a one-sided relationship. Also, yeah, I'm sure it's difficult, especially when like the person's married or they live like states away and you've never met in real life, so you don't even know who they actually are. Anybody asking her opinion on anything, but especially relationships. Like, did you just crawl out from a freaking rock and this was the first human face that you saw, so you tried to communicate in English for the first time? Cool.
And that is that. That could be a BPD thing. I don't know, but I'm a very loyal, committed person. And I'm also very jealous and I worry. And I'm like, well, I'm committed, but what if they're not? Because in situationships, you're usually not in a loyal situationship. Some are, but it just depends. For me, I think
A loyal situationship. You mean a fucking relationship? She's so stupid!
that they should happen, because it's like just jumping into a relationship, like a true relationship, probably isn't the greatest idea for some people. It's like good to get to know someone, like start off as friends.
It's not a good idea for you. You should be locked up in a freaking tower, and since you like growing your hair, once your hair's long enough to reach the bottom, maybe somebody can climb up and talk to you. Other than that, let's just keep you up there. You'll lose weight. You won't affect anybody negatively around you. Win-win.
And then, you know, get into something more romantic, and that's where the situationship comes in. But if it's just a situationship and that's it, and there's no like end goal of like, okay, are we gonna get into a relationship or what? Then it's almost like pointless. But what works for you might not work for me, and everyone's different. I just know that I go into dating with a goal. That goal is to find my person, because that is what I love about love, is like having your best friend and having your other
How's that
half.
working out for you so far? How's that going? You somebody's wife yet? Even gotten close? Nope. Nope. I said in a last video, her idea of love is like what we all thought about love when we were like 12, 13, listening to boy bands. I just love the love. Yeah, we get it. You're emotionally stunted, and if you don't have the honeymoon phase, then it's not good enough and you flip the fuck out. We get it.
Your person and someone that can rely on you and you can rely on them. And yeah, it's just like a best friend that you find extremely sexy. All right, you guys, now it is time for bad choices.
Yikes.
Would you accept $500,000, but every time you speak, you have to rub your nipples? No, because that sounds like a rest of my life type of thing.
Only if she can have a crumble cookie with it.
And who am I speaking to? You know, that just could make a lot of people uncomfortable. Is it okay to cheat on your partner if they gain 100 pounds? No, it's never okay to cheat on your partner. And if you're going to cheat on your partner because they gained weight, leave them.
Says someone that was girlfriends with a married woman. Cool.
They deserve so much better. Would you rather be with someone smart than someone gorgeous? Why can't we have both? In the event of a zombie apocalypse, would you sacrifice everyone here to save yourself? There are
100%. Amber and Chantal both are the one in the movie that got bit that are hiding it and then end up killing everyone. 100%.
people that I would without a doubt save before I save myself. In a literal heartbeat. Do you think you would be an excellent teammate to have on The Amazing Race? No. Just due to the fact that I'm 500 pounds and we need to be moving very, very, very quickly. And I'm not a very, very quick mover. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you.
My God, she's insufferable! So, very interested to see what she's going to be at her next weigh-in. Anybody sending her these voice notes just basically like commending her for her efforts and blah, blah, blah. Just know you are only reinforcing her shitty behavior and it's not helping her. Not at all. But at any rate, anybody trying to actually give her any kind of advice, any kind of anything, it's just a waste. She's not going to listen to anybody. She knows better. She doesn't listen to doctors. She doesn't listen to her family. She doesn't listen to the comments that she receives that are trying to help her. So at this point, it's just like, save your breath, save your efforts for someone that actually gives a shit and will listen. So I thank you so much for joining me on this never-ending journey of the insufferable Amber blank 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 Reid. Thank you again to my members, and thank you for watching. If you would consider subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.